Cold Hell is currently streaming on Shudder. It is a German film, so if you're opposed to subtitles, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, there you go. Some people just can't get past that. This is a film I've passed by many, many times, and I was listening to a podcast that was talking about 2018 horror movies, and they mentioned this one and that it was good, so I threw it on, and after passing it a ton of times, I'm kicking myself in the ass because this movie was awesome. What it reminds me of the most is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It feels like that, but on a smaller scale. The lead actress in this movie is just badass. There's so many horror movies I watch where I'm thinking, if anyone in this scene knew how to do any form of martial arts, had taken any defensive courses, anything, to know how to disarm someone or maim them in some way, or just incapacitate them long enough to get away, something. But this girl, man, she's into like kickboxing, and she's, trains, and you even get a sequence where she fights in the ring against a guy, and she's just badass. And it's not unrealistic badass. It's not like, where they over glorify the masculinity and whatnot of this woman. No, she's just a brawler. She's been through shit. You can tell in the movie that she's had a very, checkered past, that she's had some things happen to her that are unsavory, and we do get to find some of that out. And that's another thing this film does really well. It does the dramatic sequences really well, but it doesn't linger on them long enough for you to be, lose that thriller feel to it. It has a good pace to it. Yes, it's a little slower, and I would more categorize this as a thriller drama with some action, and there's definitely horror, but I would say this is about as much horror as something like Cobra. If you guys remember Cobra with Stallone, all the Night Strangler stuff with Brian Thompson. I think that's his name in the movie, Night Strangler. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. I do love that movie, but I think that's Night Stalker or Night Strangler. I'm getting Ramirez and them mixed up. Whatever it is, that's kind of the horror level in this movie. So it's not a ton. The movie is about this girl. She's a taxi driver, and she's pretty introverted. She obviously has had some things happen to her. She's rough around the edges. Pretty girl though, very pretty. I had a strong attraction to her, but she's damaged for sure. And she goes home one night and she witnesses a murder across the street, and so the killer is out to get her. I really dug her performance. She is the whole reason that this film worked for me, and she has to have martial arts training before this film. Her stuff was legit and well done and not unbelievable, unrealistic. I liked a lot of the choices from characters in this. I really liked the detective. I liked his relationship with his father. I thought the drama all really worked well, and the little bits that we get of characters and what their pasts are, especially our lead here, they hit you hard. But as I said, they don't linger. They move so that the pace of the film is constant, and I never was dull. It was never dull for a second. I was never bored for a second. I just outright enjoyed pretty much the entire film. I can't really come up with a negative here. I loved how it ended. I loved, there's just such tense moments. There's such great action pieces. Man, what a great flick! What a great flick! I'm in one. On one side of the coin, I'm bummed that I passed this by so many times, but on another side, I'm glad I got to watch it now. It's always great to have these things to run into at the end of the year when you're trying to knock out all the 2018s to make your list. And this is definitely making my list for best of horror of the year. I adored this film. So yeah, if you're into like girl with dragon tattoos type stuff, absolutely check this out. Let me know if you have already, and if you do, let me know what you thought. All right, guys.